For learning objective 2.1a, we're going to identify independent and dependent variables given a scenario. Before we do that, let's talk about some vocabulary first. So first we want to identify what a relation is. And a relation is just a set of ordered pairs, which we see right here. Now, in this set of ordered pairs, each ordered pair itself is made up of an independent variable and a dependent variable. When you're doing ordered or looking at ordered pairs, typically you pick the x value, put it into an equation, and you get the y value from that. So the one that you get to pick, the one that is independent, tends to be the x variable. And it's the first variable in a relation. Again, we will identify it as the x. Sometimes we'll say it's the input. On the other hand, the dependent variable, the answer that we get, which is the second part of the ordered pair, so it's the second variable in the relation, that answer is dependent on what we chose for the x. This sometimes is referred to as the y or the output. So let's look at this example here and determine what is the independent and what's the dependent variable. So listen to this statement first. A bakery charges $2 per muffin. Customers get a $2 discount for every 6 muffins purchased. So part A here, which statement do you think is true? Is it that A, the cost C is a function of the number M of muffins? Or does B make more sense? The number of muffins is a function of the cost. Well, before we actually answer that, let's actually do part B, where they want us to identify the independent and dependent variable. In this scenario, if you go to this bakery, do you go in choosing how many muffins you want to purchase, and from that the cost is computed? Or do you go in seeing you want to spend so much money and they tell you how many muffins you would purchase? In reality, and in most cases, you would go in saying how many muffins you would want. So the how many muffins you would want is basically, it's your input. So that itself is the independent variable. So the independent is the number of muffins. What's going to be driven by the number of muffins is the cost that I'm going to have to pay. So the cost is dependent on how many muffins I choose to buy. So based on that, just how we discussed it, hopefully letter A here makes more sense to you. The cost is a function of the number of muffins.